If you're going to be replacing your coolant and radiator hoses, you will need to begin by draining the coolant system. Please follow the link at the end of this video for additional assistance with that project. There are four basic areas that involve coolant and hoses. They are the coolant reservoir, red arrow, the heater valves, green arrow, the radiator, yellow arrow, and the water pump, purple arrow. Let's begin with the reservoir and radiator. The coolant overflow hoses run from the top of the overflow reservoir, green arrow, to the top of the radiator, red arrow. Use a flathead screwdriver and remove the hose, red arrow, from the plastic elbow, yellow arrow, on the top of the radiator. The plastic elbow is very fragile, but can also be replaced if broken, by gently separating the clips and removing it straight up from the radiator. Use a flathead screwdriver and remove the clamp and hose from the reservoir, as indicated by the red arrow. The coolant reservoir to radiator supplies hose is located on the bottom of the reservoir. You will need to remove the air filter and box to get access to this hose. Please see our article on air filter replacement for further assistance by following the link at the end of this video. Use a flathead screwdriver and remove the clamp and hose, red arrow, from the bottom of the reservoir, green arrow. The reservoir supply hose connects to the lower right side of the radiator with a standard hose clamp, red arrow. Moving on to the water pump and radiator. At the front left section of the radiator are the coolant reservoir overflow tube, red arrow, the radiator hose to thermostat, yellow arrows, and the radiator to water pump hose, green arrow. Use a flathead screwdriver and remove the clamp and hose from the radiator, red arrow, to the thermostat, yellow arrow. Water pump and radiator. With the upper hose removed, use a flathead screwdriver and remove the clamp and hose from the middle left side of the radiator, red arrow, to the coolant pump, yellow arrow. There is a hose that connects the engine block to the coolant pump. Use a flathead screwdriver and remove the clamps and hose. The heater valves. The heater valves line start as a metal line that runs across the front of the engine from the coolant pump, red arrow, to the rubber hose on the right side, green arrow. There is a rubber line that connects the metal line from the coolant pump to the metal line along the frame. Replace this hose by using a flathead screwdriver and removing the clamps and the hose, red arrows. There is a small hose that connects the hard line to the heater valves, yellow arrows. This is removed with a flathead screwdriver as well. The green arrows indicate the reservoir to the radiator supply line. The heater valve, yellow arrow, has two hoses leading to the heater core. Both hoses are replaced by removing the clamps, red arrows. After replacing your hoses, don't forget to refill and bleed your cooling system. Thanks for watching. Click here to view the original article along with hundreds of other DIY content for your car.